Solving multi-step equation. We're going to do some problems after this, but first I'm just going to review what is solving multi-step equation. Solving multi-step equation is essentially finding the value of the unknown variable. Usually it's x, but it could be other letters too. When you work on solving an equation, your goal when you work, always keep in mind that you're trying to isolate the variable that you're trying to solve. What is isolating means? That means you're trying to make that variable alone by itself on one side of the equation. Say you want x alone on left side of the equation, that means all the terms on that side have to go. If you want to make x alone on the right side of the equation, I'm talking about the right side of an equal sign, that means all the terms on that side have to go. How do you do it? The way I see it, you only need two things to do. The first one is simplify. Always simplify the equation first. How do you simplify? There are two main ways to simplify. Do the distributive property and then combine the like terms. After you simplify, then your work will be easy to eliminate the other terms where x is located. So how are you going to eliminate the other terms? By doing the inverse operation. Side note, super important, because this is an equal sign involved there, because this is an equation, what you do on one side of the equation, you have to do it on the other side of the equation so that you won't change the value of the equation overall. Let's move on to the practice problem. Sample problem number 1. Again, when we solve equation, there are only two things you gotta do, simplify and eliminate. First problem, 37 equals -3 plus 5 parenthesis x plus 6. Check if you can simplify this equation by doing distributive property or combining the like terms. You can definitely distribute this equation first. So I'm going to distribute 5 with x and then 5 and 6. That becomes 5x and then 5 times 6 is positive 30. I'm going to bring down the -3 and everything else after that. So 37 equals -3 plus 5x plus 30. And then, again, is there anything I can distribute? No more. But check if you can combine some of the like terms. When you combine the like terms, you do it one side at a time. On the left side of the equation, there's nothing you can combine because 37 is by itself. But on the right side of the equation, there is -3 and positive 30 that you can combine. So -3 plus 30 is positive 27. And then I'm just going to bring down 5x. And then on the left side, I'm going to bring down 37. Now, there's nothing else you can distribute or combine the like terms. You can start eliminating. When I start elimination, I draw this line so that I know that whatever I do on one side, I have to do it on the other side of the equation. My goal in this case is to make this x by itself, and the value has to be 1. The first thing I'm going to eliminate is the farthest term away from the x. Because 5 is connected to x, super close by multiplication, I'm going to eliminate 5 the latest. 27 will be the first term I'm going to eliminate. Because this is positive 27, I'm going to eliminate by doing the inverse. So minus 27, what I do on one side, I have to do it on the other side of the equation, minus 27. Now what's left on the right side is just 5x. What's left on the left side is 37 minus 27 is 10. And then now I have to eliminate 5. Inverse of 5x is division, because 5x is multiplication. So I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides. So now I'm just going to get 1x equals to 2. Once I get to 1x by itself, and a number on the other side represents the solution for the x. We're done with the first problem. Let's look at the second problem. So I'm just showing in here a simple fraction problems. Again, first you gotta simplify always. Is there anything I can distribute? There's nothing you can distribute. There's no parentheses here. Is there anything I can combine? Left side only one term, cannot combine. Right side there are two terms, but I can't combine those because one has x, the other one doesn't. So there's nothing I can do to simplify. Now, before I eliminate stuff, because there's a fraction, what I can do before I eliminate is actually eliminate the fraction. How do I eliminate the fraction? By multiply with denominator. This can work because there's only one fraction, so I can just multiply with 5. I'm going to show you later on the problem that has more than one fraction. So I'm just going to multiply 5 with everything, because again, this is an equation. Whatever you do on one side, you have to do on everything. So I'm going to multiply by 5 on all the terms. 3/5 times 5 is essentially just canceling the denominator 5. So it's just going to be 3x equals 2 times 5 is 10. And then 2x times 5 is 10x. So plus 10x. Okay, and then now there are 2x. I have to decide which x I want to keep. Because I only need one x on one side, so I'm gonna keep the smaller x. I'm gonna eliminate the smaller x. So I'm gonna eliminate the 3x. That's what I tell students usually. When you try to eliminate something, always eliminate the smaller number because it's easier to work with. So I'm gonna eliminate 3x. When I start eliminating, I draw my lines. So I'm gonna eliminate 3x minus 3x on both sides. So 3x minus 3x is 0 equals 10 plus 7x. So now what happened? Okay, so now we're going to have to eliminate all the terms on the right side where x is located. So I'm going to start with 10 because that's the farthest away from x. So minus 10 on one side, minus 10 on the other side. Then what's left is just 7x equals negative 10. And then to make x by itself, I'm going to divide by 7. So x is equals negative 10 over 7. Problem number 3 is a more complicated problem, but as long as you follow the two main ways, then you'll be okay. First, we have to simplify because it's such a complicated expression or equation. Let's simplify. Is there anything we can distribute? Yes, there are 2 parentheses. Let's distribute that first. So on the left side, let me change this into yellow color. 5 times 2, white color. 5 times 2 is 10x. 5 times 6 is 30 equals negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20. And negative 4 times negative 2x. Okay, the term is negative 2. That becomes positive, so turn into positive plus 8x. And bring down the positive 3x plus 3x. Okay, is there anything we can distribute? No more. There's no more parentheses. Check if you can combine some terms. When you combine the terms again, look at each side separately. Left side, 10x and 30, you can combine those. But look at the right side, 8x and 3x can be combined. So I'm going to rewrite everything. 10x plus 30 equals 20. 8 plus 3 is 11x. Okay, there's nothing else to simplify. Now we can start eliminating. There are 2x, different side. You have to decide which x you want to keep because you can only keep one term of x. I will again eliminate the smaller x term, in this case the 10x. So I'm going to minus 10x because I start eliminating. I'm going to draw my line. Whatever I do on one side, I'm going to do on the other side. So what's left on the left side is just 30 equals, the right side is 20. 11x minus 10x is 1x positive. Okay, and then I'm going to isolate x by itself. It's already 1x, but there's a 20 on the right side that we have to get rid of. So again, minus 20 on both sides. What's left is just 10 equals 1x. You are done solving this. Final problem. I'm just showing us a fraction problem right here. A more complicated fraction problem. There are different type of denominator. First of all, of course, we have to simplify. Is there anything we can distribute? Yes, there is one parenthesis here. I can distribute 5/7 times 3 over 2. I'm going to do a side work over here, 5 over 7 times 3 over 2, just in case you forget to multiply a fraction. You multiply across, it's going to be 15 over 14. So that's 15 over 14, and then you multiply 5, 7 times 1x is just going to be positive 5 over 7x equals 145 over 84. So now there's nothing else to simplify. We're going to try to eliminate the fraction. How do we eliminate the fraction when there are 3 types of denominator? So the way you're going to do it is you multiply again. But which one? Well, not which one, but actually you need to find the LCM, least common multiple, of all these 3 fractions. It happens to work. This one, the LCM of 14, 7, and 84 is 84. So you're going to multiply all the terms by 84. 15 over 14 times 84, side work here. 15 over 14 times 84, just simplify across, is just 6. 15 times 6 is 90. So that's 90 plus. And then the next one is going to be 5 over 7 times 84. This is just 12. 5 times 12 is 60. So it's plus 60x, 145 over 84 times 84. You just cancel the denominator. It's going to be equals to 145. So now that all the fraction is gone, you can start eliminating. There is no simplify anymore. So I'm going to start drawing my line. So that means the 60x has to be alone and has to be 1x. I'm going to get rid of 90 first. Minus 90 on both sides of the equation. Whatever you do on one side, do it on the other side. I never tired saying that term to my students so that they remember. So what's left on the left side is 60x. And then 145 minus 90 is just positive 55. Okay, because 60x not 1 yet, you have to divide by 60 on both sides. Now you just get 1x equals 55 over 60. We can simplify this by divide both by 5. So 1x will be equals to 11 over 12. And we are done. Let me know if you have question.